This video is a tutorial for answering GCSE Science exam questions that ask you to give your answer in the form of a ratio. By the end of this video, we should be able to identify the ratios of objects in groups and also simplify those ratios. After all the biology, chemistry and physics in your GCSE Science specification, there's an appendix called Mathematical Requirements, and this tells you all of the math skills that the exam boards have to examine you on as part of the GCSE Science exams, and these make up 20% of the marks. They have to be at least as hard as one level below the level you're being examined at, which means that if you're taking the higher tier papers, they need to be at least hard enough to be on a GCSE foundation tier maths paper, and if you're taking the foundation tier science exams, they need to be at least as hard as Key Stage 3 content. A ratio describes how many of one group there are compared to another group. In this group of flowers, we can see that there are 5 pink flowers on the left and 2 blue flowers on the right. So if we wanted to find the ratio of pink flowers to blue flowers, then we would write 5:2, because we have 5 pink flowers and 2 blue flowers. Ratios most commonly come up in the genetics topic of the biology papers, and you might have a question where you're asked to complete a Punnett square and work out what the offspring of a particular genetic cross are, and then give your answer in the form of a ratio. So in this example, we've done a cross between 2 heterozygous parents to get the genotypes, and we're then asked to work out what their phenotypes are and identify the ratio of round seeds to wrinkled seeds. So based on the information I'm given in the question, I can see that capital R is the dominant allele, and therefore these 3 offspring are going to have round seeds, whereas our homozygous recessive offspring is going to have wrinkled seeds. So here I would be describing this as a 3:1 ratio. In science, we're often dealing with very large populations, and sometimes it's just not useful to know that there are 600 of one organism compared to 300 of another. What we want to know is how many are there compared to each other. And so we're often asked to give the simplest whole number ratio. Just like simplifying a fraction, this means dividing both parts by the same factor until we can't do this anymore. So in this instance, our basic ratio would be 6 pink flowers to 3 blue flowers. But that's not the simplest whole number ratio, because we can divide both of those numbers by 3. When we do this, we get a 2:1 ratio, and that is the simplest whole number ratio. To simplify a ratio, we need to find a common factor. In other words, a number that we can divide both sides of the ratio by to still get a whole number. In our first example, 12 and 4 are both multiples of 4, so we can divide both of them by 4 and get a 3:1 ratio. Pause the video and have a go at the other 3 questions. 2 and 8 can both be divided by 2 to give us a 1:4 ratio. 9 and 3 can both be divided by 3 to give us a 3:1 ratio. And 10 and 15 can both be divided by 5 to give us a 2:3 ratio. Now, those questions you could probably do without even touching your calculator, particularly if your mental maths is good and you know your times tables. But sometimes, particularly in the chemistry exams, if we start thinking about empirical formulae, we may get much more complicated ratios that we need to simplify. Something like this, 3.2 to 5.33. Now, you're not going to be able to look at those numbers and identify a common factor. So our first step is to divide both of these numbers by the smaller of the 2 numbers. So here we're dividing the left by 3.2 and also the right by 3.2. It's important here that you remember to divide them both by the same number. Quite often we see people dividing the left by 3.2 and the right by 5.33, which is not what we're aiming for. So that then gives me a ratio of 1 to 1.67. Now that's still not a whole number ratio, but hopefully you can identify that 0.67 is the decimal form of 2/3. And that means that to solve this, we're now going to multiply everything by 3. And that gives us a ratio of 3:5. Now that sounds pretty complicated, but there are really only 5 decimals that you need to be familiar with and know what to multiply them by. So if you get a ratio where one of the numbers finishes with 0.5, say 1 to 1.5, you're going to double everything. If one of your numbers in the ratio finishes with 0.33 or 0.67, you're going to triple everything. If you've got 0.25, you multiply everything by 4. If you've got 0.2, you multiply everything by 5. And if you've got 0.1, you multiply everything by 10. So let's have a go at some of these tricky ratios together and see if we can simplify them. 9.3 to 12.4. We're going to divide both sides by 9.3. That gives us 1 to 1.33. So remember, that means we need to multiply everything by 3, which gives us a ratio of 3 to 4. 2.4 and 3, we're going to both divide by 2.4. And then we're going to multiply this by 4, and that's going to give us a ratio of 4 to 5. Then if we divide 8.4 and 12.6 by 8.4, we get 1 to 1.5, which we can then double to give us 2 to 3. And lastly, 8.8 and 22, if we divide both sides by 8.8, we get 1 to 2.5, which we also double, giving us a final ratio of 2 to 5. Thanks very much for watching, and I hope you're now feeling a little bit more comfortable using some ratios in your GCSE Science exams. If you did find this video useful, then don't forget to like, subscribe, comment and share the channel, and I'll be back soon with some more maths videos for GCSE Science.